Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'm bringing you guys the top 20 list of 2011 from ReviewZoneHD. 2011 was arguably the best year ever for big game releases and was without a doubt a year in which I spent more on video games than any other year previously. It took me about an hour to sit down and really put some thought into this list, which I have to emphasize that this is my personal list of the top 20 games that I enjoyed this year, not an overall top 20 of the best games released. There are some huge omissions from this list, such as Uncharted 3 and Modern Warfare 3, which very well would have made the list had I picked them up. I also have a feeling Sniper Ghost Warrior may have also made the list, but I'm waiting until next year to play that title. I'm also showing you guys NHL 12 to start this video off as an honorable mention. I just picked this game up a couple days ago, and I haven't even really had a chance to sit down and play it yet, but it most likely would have made this list as well if I had played it before tonight. I determined my top 20 list by how much time I actually spent playing the games this year and the chances that I will actually continue to play them into next year. But I have a feeling this list will surprise more than a few of you, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. SpiderMan Edge of Time got pretty lackluster reviews, and I'll agree the game was pretty short, but I still really enjoyed playing through this title. The boss battles were fun, and the story was actually interesting enough to keep my attention through it. Two words for why this game made the list: $1. That's right, for the same cost of a cheeseburger or a taco at most fast food places, you can own your very own card battle game, which surprisingly was actually a pretty fun and addictive game, and I would certainly recommend it to anyone that even remotely enjoys card battle games. The Splinter Cell Trilogy definitely had some issues, but you can't go wrong on 3 games with a $40 price tag. Even if you don't like 1 or even 2 out of the 3, most gamers that enjoy stealth or shooter games should find one of these titles fun to play through. I certainly enjoyed playing through one of these titles. The load times are long, there's some lulls in the game, the story's pretty weak, but it's still an absolute blast playing online co-op with friends on this title. It also contains some pretty strong RPG elements and worthwhile loot collecting. If you have some friends to play with on here, certainly this is a good game to pick up. The ICO HD Collection is another $40 remake, and unlike Splinter Cell, it sports some pretty legitimate updated graphics along with some extra bonuses that really make this title a worthwhile choice. If you didn't get a chance to play Shadow of the Colossus many years ago, now's a pretty good time to try it out. Dead Space 2 is better than the original in every which way, provided some really decent, challenging, and fun trophies, challenging gameplay as well, and multiple reasons to play through it more than once. Although I wasn't really a fan of the added game Dead Space Extraction, this title is still worth playing through.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Beat Hazard Ultra uses the music on your PlayStation 3 hard drive to bring some really addicting and fun gameplay built completely around the song that you choose. This game really deserves more attention, and I'm going to cover it a little bit more later this week. It's an extremely well designed and unique game and will give you many reasons to keep playing. Saints Row 3 took me by surprise. It's fun to play co-op, it's fun to play single player, it's just plain fun. Add in the fact that it comes with a free copy of Saints Row 2 if you buy it before mid-February, and it's hard not to want to pick this title up and just go blowing things up in the city. Operation Flashpoint Red River has more issues than you can shake a stick at, but it didn't stop it from being one of my favorite games to play this year. Playing in 4-player co-op as you blast your way through the game's many modes and missions was surprisingly a good time. I can't recommend this game, but I certainly had a lot of fun playing it. Battlefield 3 has some of the best graphics I've seen on the PlayStation 3, pretty good gameplay, and will most likely be a lot of people's favorite game this year. I had a little bit of beef with the route they went with some of the online features in the game, and it's the sole reason why it didn't break my top 10, but it's still a truly impressive game and worth playing. I'm sure a lot of you guys expected Dark Souls to be lower in the list. I think it's an amazing game. I enjoyed playing it, but I don't see myself playing it again next year. I do think it's one of the best games of the year and will be one of those classics that people will play years from now. And by the way, no one ever did beat my challenge that I issued on the game. Unfortunately, after I platinumed Portal 2, I did get rid of the game, so I don't actually have gameplay to show to you guys, but I will say that game had one of the best endings I've ever seen in a single player experience, and is a must play for anyone that enjoys challenging themselves on a game. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is the best fighting game I have ever played, and with the amount of big name classic characters to choose from on here, it's hard not to find someone that you can enjoy fighting with and against. Add in the fact it was only $40, and they are bringing some pretty cool DLC on the way as well, and it's a pretty good value if you don't already own the original. You won't find a much deeper strategy RPG than the Disgaea series, and Disgaea IV brought quite a few new features, including some online aspects, while still keeping its old school gameplay to please both the old and new fans of the series. This is one title that I will be playing for years to come. During the season of blockbuster titles, there was one game out of the PlayStation Store I was playing more than anything else. Dungeon Defenders is a truly remarkable game, and it offers so much more than what the demo will lead you to believe. It's an awesome tower defense game with some epic loot collecting and RPG features that will keep you busy for a long time. One major review company said it best: Batman Arkham City is the best use of a licensed game ever. It's better than the original, and the original was a masterpiece in its own category, and this title blows that one out of the Batcave. It's a must-buy for anyone willing to play offline. I know what you're thinking. Marvel Pinball didn't release in 2011, it released in December of 2010, but the 2 expansion tables were released this year, and there's an incoming expansion pack to release this month to add another 4 tables as well. I didn't even know how much I liked pinball until I discovered what Zen Studios offers. This is my go-to game when I want to play a laid-back game, and is one game I can't get enough of. Talk about a game out of nowhere. I didn't even know about this title until a couple days before its release. Alice Madness Returns is actually a fantastic game. They got pretty poor reviews. This game really grabbed a hold of me, and I really enjoyed every minute of it. This is one title I truly love to play, and I'll be playing it next year. Even though the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim has some quest-breaking bugs and some lag issues, it doesn't stop it from being one of the best games ever made. This is a title that will be played for years to come. It's a real masterpiece and just a complete joy to play in. This title deserves Game of the Year. I told you guys at the start of this video that my list may actually surprise you, and this is probably a shocker for most. Final Fantasy VI is my all-time favorite game ever made. It was released in the PlayStation Store tonight, which is why I had to wait to do this video until tonight, and I'll be playing this game for a long time to come. I spent more time on this title than any other game I've ever played, and it was first released back in 1994 when I was just 13 years old. I beat this game multiple times and enjoyed it more than any other game I've ever played. It has one of the best balanced combat systems to be found in an RPG style game, and also has some of the best use of music and storytelling that I've personally experienced in a game. This game is truly a masterpiece, and I can't wait to play through it again. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and thanks for stopping by.